What's up, YouTube? This is boy Johnny. Thanks for tuning in my channel. Today's video is gonna be real short and sweet. I just want to put some concepts out there for the public to digest. Hopefully, plant some seeds and open up some minds. If you watch the mainstream media, or if you listen to any type of everything, it'll tell you that black people are oppressed in America. That black people get treated so bad that we have so many disadvantages. And I would never say America is perfect, but I'll say America is better than Cuba, right? But I always got to keep it honest and speak about the environment that I come from. And a lot of people aren't raising their kids the right way. They never have. When I was a kid, it was certain kids on the block that my mama wouldn't let us go play with. When the street lights came on, me and my brother had to be inside by a certain time. But it was kids that was outside all night because their parents didn't care. And the kids that had the parents that really didn't care are most of the ones who ended up in trouble. So I've always thought that we should have a higher regard for parenting our kids instead of blaming society and saying society is at a disadvantage. I got a couple videos I'm gonna play today, and you guys can. I'm gonna show you why I think we have to address our issues and stop pointing the finger at white people. Check this out. This is broad daylight, middle of a gas station. Two young boys. Could be doctors, could be lawyers. Look at this. Now, I guarantee you will never see a cop walk up on a young man, turn him around, and just start shooting in the middle of a gas station. I promise you. I promise you, you will never see a shootout like that between a cop and a citizen. Watch this video. This is what we raise, and that's why I say parents are the problem. Let me get back to that. I'm sorry.
Why you hitting yourself? Why you hitting yourself?
This is embarrassing.
Shut up, man.
Watch me beat up this little kid. Let me see.
Right, so, oh,
Don't hide and slash your head like this. Do it.
This is pathetic.
No.
I don't know what this little girl's parents are, what these kids' parents are, but this is learned behavior.
Stop, y'all.
Now, in a world where we want to push critical race theory and black people are oppressed, and oh my God, if black and brown children can feel racism, then little white kids need to learn about it. When you hear all of this weird stuff, microaggressions, LeBron James said you can't go outside and been gunned down by a cop, even though there was 9 police shootings last year. Man, I do a lot of reading, so on a stat it really blew my mind when I found out. In an 86-year period, the KKK lynched 3,442 black men. We pass that number every 6 months in homicides, and no one bats an eye, no one says anything. We still hear about lynching, but they don't talk to us about that. We surpass that number every 6 months. There have been 22 million black babies aborted since 1980. 22 million. You know how many doctors, lawyers, pediatricians, politicians, architects, engineers that could have been? So now I ask you, when you see videos like this of young kids behaving this way, this is learned behavior, right? We've been saying racism is learned, hate is learned, it's not normalized. So the question is, who is teaching the hate to these little young black kids? There's a lot of questions that need to be asked that we always gloss over. We have an 80% single mother rate. Our teen pregnancy rate is crazy. But I think 70 to 80% of the young men in jail are raised from single mother homes. And yet when these young men make the NBA or the NFL, it's celebrate mama. You know, I say if you can take credit when they make it to the league, take credit for them being in jail. Admit that you failed. Admit that you was a bad parent, that you could have been better, that you could have paid more attention to that kid. Because when the kid goes to jail, he just needed his daddy. His daddy should have just been there. And if a real man would have stepped up, and that's how they punk men into being stepdads and all that. They always try to make you say a real man should have stepped up. The real man should have did this. My grandma said you marry before you carry. I was raised never to be a stepfather by my parents and my grandparents. And now we're shamed. We let men be shamed into being step parents, knowing it's a thankless job. We got so many young kids that are not raised around their fathers. You know, my whole childhood, I heard that men didn't want to be dads, men didn't want to step up to the plate. And now I'm an adult, and all of my friends want to be great dads. The only ones who don't see their children on a consistent basis are the ones that have to play a million games with the moms. So it makes you start to wonder, do men not really want to be fathers, or do they just not want to play a bunch of mind games and jump through a bunch of hoops just to be a father? You know? This is so wrong.
Why you hitting yourself?
Imagine if this video was the other way around and there was a little black girl sitting there and a bunch of white kids attacking her. This would be on CBS, ABC, CNN, Fox, BBC, Sky News Australia. I mean, you name it. It would be dummy viral. You would have Benjamin Crump front row, Al Sharpton. But since this is a little white girl, this video don't matter. This is just something on the internet that people will watch and they'll laugh a little bit, or they'll say, oh my God, that's so sad, but it won't really do anything. But if you flip the color of these little innocent kids, everyone cares. We aren't paying attention to what's happening. We are raising people to hate people based off their skin color. This is the exact opposite of what Martin Luther King talked about. I want to be judged by character, not color. But we are raising black children to look at white children and say, you're their oppressor. We're raising white children to be scared, to speak up, to be proud to be white, to proud to be American. I've never seen so many scared white people in my life. I don't get how you disconnect from your heritage to make somebody else feel comfortable.
Why you hitting yourself? Shut up, man.
Watch me beat up this little kid.
You see how happy these kids are to talk about this?
Oh,
and to mind you, if this video is on the internet, a kid didn't upload this. An adult had to do this. Someone saw this, someone laughed, someone thought it was funny and cute enough to put on the internet. It's embarrassing. But we are our own minstrel show, and we got to understand that we giving people the ammunition they need to put us in a box and to stereotype us.
Don't hide inside her head like this. Do it. Hold on, blue. No. Me? I will.
throw it on the ground.
Now, imagine that being a little black
Stop,
kid.
yo.
Imagine that being a little black kid and some white kids just slapping them and kicking them and laughing and recording it. And before you say it's happened before in history, it's happened before in history. Duh. That's why we had the civil rights movement. That's why we had the marching and the protesting. That's why that we were trying to get away from this. We didn't say we wanted to start doing it to them because they did it to us. At least that I didn't think that's what the agenda was. I'm not raising my kids to hate white people just because white people were evil hundreds of years ago. And before you want to say there's still racist white people, go look up how many white people died a part of the Civil War fighting for the freedom of black people. If you ever have this concept that the only reason that black people are free is because of black people and nobody else, you got a rude awakening. And also, you should go look up the net worth of Africa during the slave trade, because a lot of people feel like Africa was just getting robbed during the slave trade, like they weren't willingly participating in it, because there was a lot of infighting between the tribes over there. When you lack knowledge, you can be persuaded to believe anything. And it's so far from the truth. So that's why we have young kids being raised like this. White people are evil. White people are evil. The Democrat Party loves us, right? Republicans are racist. Every inner city that I know has been run by Democrats for the last 50 years plus. And most of them black Democrats. Kansas City, Chicago, St. Louis, Baltimore, Detroit, Oakland. I don't see no white Republicans in our neighborhood, but I see stuff like this. I see little kids being raised to conduct themselves like this. I see little boys walking in gas stations shooting each other like this. I know babies to be asleep to get hit by bullets. Until we be honest about the biggest threat to us in America, we ain't overcoming a damn thing. And you know that just like anybody else watching this video. If you grew up in an inner city, a predominant black area, wasn't no white man coming through shooting your block up. Wasn't no white man funneling gas out your car. You know what I mean? Wasn't no white man coming through stealing copper off the side of your house. But it's a lot of stuff we don't want to keep a G about. And we got to break through that narrative. We got to tell the truth to these youngins. If you got a cell phone and the internet, you have $1 million road back. 100%. No question, no stopping it. You will be successful. You can make it. You ain't got to trap. You ain't got to rob nobody. You ain't got to set nobody up. You ain't got to try to hit no licks. All of that small, petty stuff that's taught to be cool, the home invasions that you hear about on rap songs, let all that stuff go. Because these rappers are quick to tell you about the murderers and all that. They don't tell you about the court cases. They don't tell you about that you got a public defender if you ain't got no money. There's a lot of things that get left out of this cool culture. So let's step away from that and let's tell kids to make money the legit way. Everybody has $1 million roadmap inside of them. When there is faith in you, there is no faith needed around you. So believe in yourself that you can accomplish anything. And let's stop raising kids to hate each other. Let's step away from skin color and let's get back into character. Let's get back into spirit. We're all spirits in a body. We're all Americans. We're all God's children. If you don't believe in God, we're all spiritually connected. Just like the trees are all connected, the leaves are all connected. There's no shortage of anything. So we have to be the light. And if we don't embrace that we're a part of the environment and start loving ourselves and loving our neighbors and treating each other better and realizing that life isn't competition, but it's cooperation, then we're going to watch our planet just slowly keep falling away. So let me know in the comments what you think. It's very unfortunate that this video happened to this little girl. I prayers to her, and I hope her family in this whole situation got straightened out. Prayers to the young guy who got shot in the gas station. I don't even know what city that was in, but just let me know where you from. What's it like? I know in Kansas City, man, our homicide rate is crazy. So just talk to me. Let me know the truth, because there's so much false narrative being spread. I was talking to a guy yesterday. I had an interview with a super liberal journalist. And he was talking about defund the police. And I said, yeah, well, I've had a body on my front porch. And you know who came to pick up that body? The police. And his face was stuck, because the people who push these narratives, they ain't ever thought what it was like to be in a war zone, not once. So that's it, YouTube. Until next time, spread love, spread positive vibes. Watch my other videos. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out. You did.